Are we ready? Are we ready? I think we're ready. Let's record. Right. Hello, it's Michaela of Studious Octopus, and I'm here doing a quick mini MUA haul. So in our last GlossyBox, in the November GlossyBox, we got a discount code, which is 20% off everything with the code MUAGLOSSY. And I had my eye on a couple of things from their actual website that they don't sell on Superdrug, because they have some things that are only sold on their website exclusively. So I thought I'd pick up a few things. So I'm doing a mini haul. It actually came in another bigger container and then in this envelope. And if I pull it out, it also came bubble wrapped. So it was all actually packaged really, really well. Put the order to the side there. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. It's not a massive haul, but I'm going to quickly divide them up into 2 different sections. So I got 3 makeup items and 2 makeup brushes. First off, I got the MUA Brows Define Tinted Brow Mascara, and this is in the shade Dark Brown. This cost me tinted brow, £2, and you get a whole 4.8 grams. This is actually larger than the current one I use, which was more money I suspect, but it's actually about to run out. And yet it's a pretty standard little brow mascara. You get a little brush with quite a short little wand attachment, and you're just brushing it through your brows. And I'm going to see how good it is, because I haven't used their brow gel before. I know Rimmel do one as well that is also quite serviceable. And the next makeup item I got is the MUA Matte Black Eyeliner, and this is in the shade, I think it's just blackest, like just black. Black is the shade, it's black. And this cost £2 as well. And actually, initially I thought that this was the bit that you open up and this is the product, but it actually says on here, if it will focus, which it is determined not to, it says nib here. So this longer bit is actually the bit that has the applicator attached to it. There it is. And actually I quite like that when I've been holding it, because of that much longer grip bit, you can hold it really, really steadily and quite well, unlike if it was this size, like on the little brow mascara. So it is a really nice black formula, and it dries matte. I haven't actually owned this style of eyeliner in a very, very long time. I used to wear it when I was a bit younger, and I thought I should try it again. I should try doing some lovely flicked eyeliner with some of my nice eyeshadows that I got, especially since we just got the MUA eyeshadow palette. So that's that. The last makeup item I got is this, one of their newer ones, I think, and it is the Pro Base Prime and Conceal palette. It's sort of a mini palette, and it is a colour correcting one. You get these 5 different pans of different colour correcting cream. It's a creamy formula, and you get a blue tinted one, a yellow tinted one, a green tinted one, a quite dark sort of coral, I think, actually tinted one when you look at it, and this really light one. And it says on the back it's a collection of correcting creams, so you use these for the different spots on your face. If you have blue tones, you'd use the greens, and so on and so on. I got this set because I do actually have a couple of different sort of colour correcting needs. My under eyes have a slight blue cast, but I also actually have lots of redness on my face and lots of other things. So I thought I'd give the cute little multi-palette a go to see how much of each one I use, because the other thing that they sell is they sell individual pans of each of the colours in bigger individual pots. So you get a bigger just green one, or a bigger just blue one, or that sort of, it's almost like a lilac-y toned. So I was going to see which ones of these I actually used a lot, and then if I like them, to buy the individual bigger ones of those, because I'm not so sure I'll actually use all 5. But again, this little Pro Base Prime and Conceal palette was only £4. It's actually quite nice. It is a little plastic sort of clamshell little cute thing. It's nice and portable. It doesn't actually feel super cheap, although they are all quite cheap and affordable. So those are the makeup items, and then the other 3 items I got were some makeup brushes, and I've been wanting to try their makeup brushes for a while. I think they actually do review quite well, but I've never actually seen them sold in stores to be able to look at. And I actually have quite a few of the Wilkinson's Premium Beauty makeup brushes, and I actually quite like those. Just fighting to get this one out. So this first one, I'll just bring it up here, that lovely little one. This is the MUA's F5, they're all numbered. The Kabuki Face and Body Brush. So this is perfect for applying makeup over the entire face and body. And super soft, that glides all over. And yes, so this is kind of like a powder brush, but it's not as splayed out. So the idea is you can get great buffing action with this, because it is actually quite dense, and it is really lovely and soft feeling. It's almost like cat fur. And it's a little stubby one rather than a full brush, because it's a kabuki brush, so you can hold it in your hand and get that buffing action on. I don't particularly put makeup on my body, but I'm going to be trying this out for face applications and seeing how that works. That looks really nice. The second brush I got is this one here. Just open it up. They all come individually wrapped as well, which is nice. Everything is nice and clean. Oh, just as a quick aside, this kabuki brush was £5, which I think makes it the most expensive item in the whole set, but it does actually feel quite nice. And I think this is still less than I paid for my really nice Wilkinson's powder brush, which is my favourite brush. But anyway, this one is the F6, and this is the blusher and contouring brush, which is shaped to fit facial contours and cheekbones, which you can see there. It's kind of narrower. I don't know if you can see that, long rather than wide, and it has this curved shape. So you can do in cheekbones, you can do on in the hollows of your cheeks, you can do on your cheekbones, you can use it for face contouring, face highlighting and blush. I don't actually have a brush specifically for that sort of stuff. I've actually kind of just been a bit naughty and been using powder brushes to apply everything on my face for quite a while, so I thought it was about time that I got a brush specially for that. Again, it has the same really lovely soft bristles. They're reasonably densely packed for the little size that the brush head takes up. They feel really nice. And actually the brush itself, I think this is plastic, but it does have a little metal, I think they're called ferrules. The bit that it is clamped on either end to attach it securely is metal, I think. Whereas this is, I think, completely metal. But they still actually feel really nice quality. They have a really nice finish. The handle on this is actually nice and long and fits really comfortably actually on the hand. I like that. And this blusher and contouring brush actually only costs £3, which is nice. And then the last brush that I got was this interesting tiny one, which is the type of brush I've been meaning to get for a while. I was actually kind of hoping to get one of those nifty angled ones, where you have the stick and then it comes out at an angle to do sort of your eyeliner, but I thought this might be something that I could still use for much the same effect. And this is their E4 eyeliner brush. That's it fully there. Compact eyeliner brush, which you can also use in the handbag. So if I show you the tip of that, it has a teeny tiny little brush tip. hoping it will focus. It might be too small, but it's not a silicone tip. They are actually tiny little hairs. It looks quite neat. But the other thing that you can do with this while using it as a full traditional pencil, which actually has quite a nice solid feel and a long length to fit in your hand, which I always think is very important that it's long enough, is that this bit comes off. And then as well as being able to put it in your handbag as well, obviously if you don't want to make a mess with things, you can cover up the end that you've used, and it's only about yay big, which is actually quite neat. And this says it's specifically an eyeliner brush, I think, but I suspect, like with this, you know, being the right shape for contouring, highlighting, blush, you'll be able to use this for, yes, eyeliner and proper defined eyeliner by using sort of eyeshadows wet or in those gel eyeliner pots. But you could probably get away with using these for doing your lips or doing other detailed work. It's quite nice. It feels really light and kind of almost like there's nothing there, but it doesn't feel like fragile. It doesn't feel like it would just break. And this eyeliner brush, which is the E4, cost me £1.50. There we go. I really like that compactness. And yes, it's I think made of metal as well, like the other ones. So that was my whole order. The 3 little brushes, which seem really nice quality, and the 3 makeup items, which I will have to try out more. But overall I got 20% off, which I think essentially actually made it so that I got free shipping, but a lot of these were items that I couldn't pick up in the store, which is why I was quite happy that it was an online order one. So I think that's it for now, and I'll see you again next time. Hello, so I'm just doing a quick follow-up to the MUA mini haul. This is the next day, and I've used almost all of the stuff. The only thing I haven't used is the eyebrow gel or tinted brow mascara, because I just haven't gotten around to it yet. The brushes are really nice and really nice for the money. I've used all of them this morning. The palette, the little colour correcting palette, was interesting to try out. So the tones that I have had the most luck with is this darker sort of reddish toned one. Was very good for my under eyes because mine are actually properly blue undertoned, whereas if they are purpley undertoned you're supposed to use the yellow one. And then I've also used this green here on my red, and they both actually work quite well, so I quite like this. I'm not sure I'll actually end up having much use for the other 2 toned ones, so I think if I did rebuy some of these I would buy the bigger versions of this one, and this one in the center is actually just a standard sort of really light cream concealer. But the main thing I really wanted to mention is the matte black eyeliner. I put it on today, the first time I've done a winged eye in many years, and it was actually super easy. The length of the holder, rather than where the little bit at the end is that the product is in, does make it really easy to apply. And the other thing is that the little tip, I don't think I quite covered, is actually quite firm. So it was really easy to apply, really neatly. And the formula is also really nice and black and rich, so you only actually need 1 coat. And then yes, it does dry, it dries matte. Just see if I can encourage this to dry. And so far on my eyes, I'll show you that while I'm waiting for it to dry, because my eyes are slightly hooded if I open them properly. I haven't had any transferring yet, but it did really neat, really actually quite nice little wings. I haven't done it in a long time, and yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that for the money. Depending on how well it wears, I'm going to see throughout the day if it doesn't just start to come off, because it doesn't, I don't think, says it's waterproof, but yeah, depending on how well it wears, I think this will be really, really worth the money. And I'm really happy with that. And there we go. That was the MUA mini haul, just a short update, and I'll see you again next time.